Hello subscribers, just want to say a massive thank you for everybody, all the energy that you guys put into the email marketing, for being part of the team, for the people who subscribe on all the different channels. And this is the bonus content just for you guys. Nobody else gets this. Maybe you tell your friends about it, but they've got to subscribe to get it. Don't show them it. Don't let anyone look over your shoulder. It's just for you. So what's one conversation in your life that stood out to you?
Probably the one I talked about being in the kitchen at that party that Adam had dragged me to when I was really probably at my lowest point.
Yeah.
When Josh came in and kind of said, "It's not a breakdown, mate. You've had a breakthrough."
Yeah.
That was that was. I'd never heard that before, and that was just about the most powerful, incredible thing anyone could have said to me at that moment in time.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, that's what they do in a lot, like the tribes and stuff, indigenous communities. The person who's kind of like gone crazy, or they go, go see the shaman. You're going to be the next shaman, right? Like, you know what I mean? Because you're seeing things, and you're opening up, and you're emotional, and you can feel. So beautiful. What about you?
I've never really had to think about this before. It's a really tough question. I think certainly professionally, the guy that employed me at Galaxy, just the conversation we had was he just looked at me. He had this lovely South African accent, it's a really warm accent, and he just looked at me and goes, "Darling, you do you." And that's stuck with me forever, that. Because you can use that for so many different things. He was just like, "No, do you."
And that's what everybody should be doing.
Yeah, but the thing is, very often in jobs like that, you can't do you. You have to do as you're told.
You do you, but these are the restrictions.
Within these parameters, Just do you, darling.
That's beautiful. What's the most memorable moment in your life as a professional, or that really sticks with you?
It's, for me, professionally, it's got to be the day we won the Sony Gold for the best breakfast show in the UK and beating Radio 1. There was no greater feeling than that. I mean, in fact, I've still got... Well, it was like beyond belief, and I've got a copy of the video. And we were in the Grosvenor House Hotel in London, which is a really posh hotel, and everybody's in black tie. And Galaxy had 2 tables, and we had all the bosses, including the owner of the company, who had never said hello to me ever before, until I'd won the award, and then he was giving me a big hug. But the moment the announcer, she said the bronze goes to, the silver goes to, when she said Zoe Ball, there's this piercing scream in the room that you can hear, and you can hear it on the video. And it literally, every hair, even now, and it's how many years ago? It was 1999. So even now, every hair on my body stands up when I hear that scream. I don't even hear them say my name. No, it's these 2 tables of people reacting to the fact that the other 2 names have been read and not mine, going, "Shit, we've won!" And it's this I'll send you the video. It's this piercing scream, and that's probably the greatest moment professionally.
Nice. What about you?
I think probably the moment we launched the Buzz. I've been through so much stuff in TV industry and fashion industry, good moments, bad moments, but nothing that ever truly fulfilled me. It was fleeting and shallow, really. And the culmination of the 6 months leading up to the Buzz, and we've got the video, the countdown. He's sat at the desk, I'm filming it. There's a countdown monitor, and he's absolutely cacking himself, and it's counting down. And we've got we had this countdown launch, like the rocket launch countdown. And just that moment of going on air with our first together after all these years of everything we've been through and that story we've shared, and here we were actually going on air legitimately ourselves, was just mega.
And what was the first song we played?
It was I Believe in Miracles by the Jackson Sisters.
Nice.
Which was a tune of all tunes, but it's a really poignant song for us as well. Like, it's a song that had followed us around since we were like 16 years old. And you just can't get a better song than that to start with that journey that we've been on together.
So I guess what would be your biggest advice for someone, like a male especially, that's starting on this kind of spiritual holistic wellness path and feels a little bit like, oh my god?
Well, probably like that. I know it sounds cliched now, but that it's okay to not be okay, that it's all right to be vulnerable, to be fragile, to be delicate, to be soft, to be scared, to all these things that men aren't supposed to be, because we're supposed to hold it together and be tough and be strong. And I just think that my greatest strength has come from my fragility, my vulnerability, my sensitivity.
Yeah.
I used to hate how sensitive I was when I was young and I didn't understand it, and now it's a superpower to me.
Definitely,
I feel everything.
Yeah.
For good, the good, the bad, the ugly, I feel it all, but that helps me navigate the world now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say just it's all right to not be all right.
Cool.
For me, it's kind of creating a little ritual, daily ritual, that comes in twofold. I have my morning ritual, I have my evening ritual. One of them involves full power cacao, obviously. But I'm joking aside though, the beautiful thing about actually the whole cacao thing is you actually have your own little ceremony every time you make it.
Yeah.
Because when you stood in front of the pot and you're mixing, it's like it can take 10 minutes to get it, and you're tweaking a little bit of salt in there, like, Himalayan salt or something, and trying a few different things. It's just you and the pan and the cacao, and it's a moment where you're in a little bubble for 10 minutes. And I didn't actually consciously know that was happening until a few weeks into it, and I was like, became a habit. I'm like, why am I doing this at the same time every day? Because it was just part of my ritual. And I now allow myself those 10 minutes to really have a good think, have a good breathe, relax, get my thoughts together. And now for me, the cacao is actually more, it's not so much about the taste, which I absolutely love. It's more about actually what I'm getting out of the making of it.
Yeah.
There's something very spiritual about making cacao. And it's not the same as making a cup of tea or making a hot chocolate or making a cup of coffee or something. There's something very, and you can't help it. It's like it's out of, you have no control over it. It's just that moment. I think because you're forced to make it.
Yeah.
And it takes time. And you're
That's
honing
what-
your little
yeah.
recipes. And it becomes a little daily ritual, and that's part of my ongoing way of helping myself every day, giving myself those times in the day to do nothing but just be in a moment.
Beautiful.
And that certainly helps me with my headspaces.
Yeah, one bit of advice I've always give people when they feel a bit off, I was like, every day just choose a moment and say, this is my moment today. And I went, if you choose it early doors, it doesn't mean you might not have another one that you can choose later. And I said, I've chose that one, I've got, but this one's better. Oh no. It's like, no, you can choose another one, but just make sure you've chose one every day. For me, when I see a kid jumping in a puddle in Wally's, I'm like, that's my moment, man. It brings me a lot of joy, do you know what I mean? And I think what you said about making it in a pan is really imperative as well, because I get people going, if it was easier to make, I'd drink it. I'm like, I'm trying to unfuck your life, not fuck your life. I'd be fucking your life up by giving it you as an instant. Do you know what I mean? It's like you need that moment. If you've not got time for that, your life is fucked.
Interestingly, it tastes better when you put your heart and soul into it as well.
Yeah, and you've connected with it.
Yeah. And I know that's probably a weird psychosomatic thing, but it really does.
Energetically, it's exactly
the more
what's
love you
going
put
on.
into making something, whatever you're making, any kind of creation, surely it's better.
Yeah, you feel it in food, you feel it in everything. Yeah.
It's like that saying, the meditation saying, like if you can't find 10 minutes to meditate, you need to meditate for 20.
Or for an hour, I think it says. It's like, if you can't find 10, do an hour. Away from friends and away from your professional life, what would be the happiest moment in your life so far?
Probably meeting my wife and then the kids, having the girls, have been the most powerful, life-changing moments aside from friends and family. Friends and professional, I think that I'm really lucky in that sense as well. Just got a beautiful family.
Blessed.
Very blessed.
Yeah. What about you, man?
It's pretty similar. Nothing beats how I felt when both my kids were born, and the pleasure my children give me, and the pure love I have with my children. It's difficult being a dad, especially difficult being a dad when you're not there 100% of the time as you were before, which makes it even more special. I'm very lucky. You know what I'm like, what my relationship's like with my kids. Those kids are the best thing I've ever done.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
Nice one. Blessings.
Blessings.
Matiosh.
Matiosh.